Welcome back to Why We Buy It. Today is for the cycling fans out there, and we've got a three-part series. This is part one, and we're talking about the three most important positions of contact on your bike.
Yeah, so we're going to start today with cycling shoes, and specifically the type of shoes that each of us own and the reasonings for it.
Because a lot of people will just say to you, what kind of bike do you have? Oh, I got a road bike. Oh, you need road bike shoes. Oh, I got a mountain bike. You need mountain biking shoes. But that really isn't the case. It's more about what you use the bike for that determines your footwear.
And comfort.
Yeah. And I think the majority of us, those of you that are really into cycling, and that's the reason why you're probably watching this video outside of how fantastic we are. So let's be honest, the majority of us started riding bikes as kids, and we didn't care about what footwear we had. We wore whatever we wore to school, basically.
Pretty much. But, times have changed, and now there's a lot more options out there. Specifically, we're going to talk about the clipless shoes.
Yeah, because not everyone wears them. For the most part, I generally don't. Although I do have a pair of clipless shoes, and we'll get into why. But when you're getting a little more serious about cycling as a sport, getting clipless shoes and giving you that additional boost on the upswing of the pedal is an advantage. A small one, but it is an advantage. And there are other advantages to having clipless pedals, and we're gonna get into it. But let's begin with the shoes that we wear, and I'm going to start off with what I wear most often, and that's regular runners. Mm-hmm. I don't have clipless pedals on my bike, and the reason that is because I don't ride all that often, and the majority of riding I do is just from A to B in the city. So I'm dealing with stop signs, stoplights, traffic, construction,
mm-hmm.
what have you. There's a lot of reasons to not clip in because of that. But what I have done is gotten light shoes. These are relatively light, very soft material. But more importantly is they have a fair amount of tread on them because I do have the claw-like pedals. I'll take pictures of all of this and we'll show it to you during the video. And this tends to grip onto it so that when I do hit a rough bump or whatever, I still feel pretty connected to the pedal.
He was wearing shoes that had no grip before, and then we went on a bike ride together, and he tended to just keep slipping off his pedal. So I stressed to him, I said, just get something at least with some grip to it, so you have at least stopping power.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna move on to my shoes before we get into the ones he bought. Now, when I started cycling, I did not wear clipless shoes. The only time I wore clipless shoes was when I was on my trainer and I was on Zwift, because having that extra security made a world of difference.
Especially in Zwift, you're racing.
You're racing, or you want to go up a hill, or just me, I'm competitive, so whoever's in front of me, I have to pass them. So it took me a while to be comfortable outside using my clipless shoes. Now, I do have, and I showed these shoes before on a previous video, I do have mountain biking shoes, and they do have the clip-ons. Now, I love these. One, it's comfortable. Two, as I've previously mentioned before, they're not traditional road bike shoes, and the road bike shoes have a bigger clip on the bottom, so you're kind of doing this weird little clippy-cloppy thing when you're walking, and I love these.
We were recently at the Ride for Brain Health.
Bike for Brain Health,
right?
Yeah.
Biking for Brain Health. He did the 75-kilometer distance across the Gardner and the DVP. And it rained a bit that day.
Yes.
And there was a lot of people wearing the traditional road biking shoes that have the clip sitting pretty far off
out
the bottom of the shoe and quite literally no grip on the shoes themselves. And because it rained a little bit, the couple of times that you got off your bike to stop at a rest area, get a snack, take a drink of water, whatever, people were falling and slipping all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? So on just a light rain, basic day, walking in those shoes is a challenge. So if you're using those shoes and you're getting on and off your bike
constantly
a fair amount of time, it doesn't make sense.
No, and I like to use my bike for when I'm just have to go into a store and pick something up, and floors in normal stores are very slippery. So to wear my shoes and have the clip on almost flush with the bottom part of my shoe makes walking a dream.
Yeah, you ride to and from work.
Every day.
Right? Every single day. And she doesn't have to change shoes the second she gets to her job so that she can take her bike inside.
Yeah.
You know, she can wear her shoes all the way to where she puts her bike away and then switch into her shoes for work when she's ready.
Yeah, which is great.
But you can't really do that with road cycling shoes.
No.
Now, I have road cycling shoes. Right? I have them.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about with the clip sticking off the bottom, and
these clips are actually pretty small. Like you'll see other road bikes that it almost bulges out a little bit.
Still, when you're standing on them.
Yeah.
Right? This is part of your contact points.
Yeah. Here, let's do a comparison. Look.
It's got almost no grip. Like you have a heel.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right? There's no grip on it.
Yeah.
Right? These are death traps if it's slippery out. This is hard to walk inside on. Mm-hmm. Right? But I have these because originally Amy's setup for Zwift only had clipless pedals on them. Yeah. And I occasionally ride her bike during the winter and get a ride in on Zwift, or I also use the MyWhoosh application as well. And I didn't want to have to take her pedals off, put regular pedals on just to wear regular shoes. So I got clipless shoes. They're not expensive. They're inexpensive. But that was all I used them for.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to even need these anymore because of the new pedals she got this year, and we'll get into that. But what I find with these shoes is that I considered getting clipless pedals for my bike for use in the summer, but it's just not worth it for me.
No.
It's just not. The few long rides that we do still involve cutting through the city, which is a pain in the ass when you have these kind of shoes. You got to clip in and out all the time, and again, slippery. Mm-hmm. So it's not worth it for me, and I'm not racing, right? We're not racers. So one of the things that the marketing for cycling shoes will hammer you about is weight. Okay, they'll talk about getting the lightest shoe possible so that there's less weight in the pedal itself.
Right.
Right, which makes it easier for you to go faster or to track long distances. But how many of us, cycling enthusiasts, not professionals, are going to ride a long enough distance for 20 grams to make a difference?
No.
Right?
No.
Unless you're an absolute professional.
Unless you're like 40 pounds soaking wet on a bike that weighs nothing, like 5 kilos.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's the one comment Amy will get quite often about her shoes, is because people who know that she's an avid cyclist and the majority of her cycling is, on her hybrid, mm-hmm. and they saw that she got mountain biking shoes as her clipless shoes, the first thing that always comes up is, mountain biking shoes are a lot heavier than road cycling shoes. And it's like, that doesn't make a difference.
At least not for me. It really doesn't. And I guess I can't really compare it too much to a road cycling shoe because I tried on a road cycling shoe when we first set my trainer up, and it was so uncomfortable.
She hated it.
It was so uncomfortable. So I was like, we bought the road cycling shoes from Decathlon, mm-hmm. and then I was like, I don't like these, and we went back, and I was like, these ones look interesting.
So we switched up.
And I tried them on, and I was like, wow, these are like, they feel like regular running shoes, which was so comfortable. And then I have the support from the clip-in, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Cobe's, like he said, he's not an avid cyclist. He doesn't cycle as much as I do, so he's not comfortable with the clipless. I am, right? So the on and off, it takes a while to get used to. You do fall, because sometimes you forget that you're clipped in, and I know that's happened to some of you too, right? And it's just a comfort thing. But yeah, we definitely will get into my pedals because my pedals are awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's the thing that, like I said, the first thing people say is that generally mountain biking shoes are a little more heavy because they have the additional tread. There's a little more material to them, but that little bit of additional weight does not make a difference for the average cyclist.
No.
And the convenience you get from them is 10 times that of road cycling shoes.
Yeah.
So that's something you need to factor in, and it doesn't matter. Even if Amy had a road cycling bike, a true road cycling bike, she would still be wearing those shoes because mm-hmm. of the comfort and the convenience.
Yeah.
So don't just think that because I have this type of bike that I have to have these type of shoes. And comfort
first,
is
always
far more important than the little bit of weight saving or aerodynamics you get from a shoe.
Yeah.
Right? There are some very light, aerodynamic, sleek shoes you can buy that are not comfortable at all. Like, you basically have to teach your feet to like the shoe.
Yeah.
To get at least a little bit of comfort out of the shoe.
Unless you're paying up and you're getting them custom made for yourself.
Yeah.
Like off the rack, I personally did not find anything that suited my feet.
Yeah, and if you want to get custom made road cycling shoes that fit fantastic and gives you that little bit extra, and you got the money to burn, by all means,
go for it.
You do you,
yeah.
right? But for the average cyclist, I just think mountain biking shoes just make sense.
Yeah.
They just make total sense.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get into the advantage of Amy's new pedals, right? Because I have the traditional, just basic claw pedals,
yeah.
right? I wear standard shoes. I don't clip in.
Yeah.
And for the most part, those are pretty damn good pedals. I wouldn't suggest to most people to, spend, like, upspend on a traditional pedal with just a little more grip points. For most people, it's not necessary. If you're a mountain biker and you're going to go on trails and such, then
absolutely.
By then, at that point, sure, go ahead and buy if you want just regular shoes, but you want that additional security and comfort with the spikes and such, go ahead. But for most people, the regular claw pedals, fine. But if you're going to get clipless pedals when you want to clip in, then what Amy got is fantastic.
My pedals are fantastic. So we'll take pictures. We'll show you, we'll tell you the whole model number and whatnot. What I love about my pedals is that the versatility of them. And on the one side it has the clip-in, and on the other side it's just your regular pedal, which is fantastic. So if I feel that I have construction and then a light and then construction and then an accident and whatever, then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to clip in here because, there's too much going on ahead of me on the road.
Yeah, it should be clipping in and clipping out constantly.
Yeah, and it's, I'm not that fast at clipping in and clipping out. I'm good at it, but I'm not that fast at it. But when I can see ahead and I'm like, okay, I have a good length of time before I hit a light or, whatever, then I clip in. And I just fly down that road because I have that extra security, which is absolutely fantastic. If you are a beginner and you want to feel comfortable and getting used to clipping it, I highly recommend these pedals. Just for the fact of the versatility that, okay, I'm not really comfortable here, clip in or clip out. And then, I feel a little more comfortable here. Let me try clipping in.
And there's more models than just what she has. There's
a
few different models available, so you can find something that suits you. And again, I think people are resistant to using these kind of pedals because they weigh more, right? It's a slightly heavier pedal as a result of having both options.
Yeah.
Clipless pedals, one of the initial attractions to a clipless pedal for a lot of people, and again, it comes down to marketing, is they talk about how light these pedals are. Because they don't require much, right? It's not like your traditional pedal that's got to have additional spikes and grip points and a larger surface area to cover more of your shoe. Clipless pedals like the egg beaters that you see, they're tiny. It has just enough room.
Those are the ones I had previously.
Right? Yeah, just enough room for that clip point to snap in. So they save a lot of weight. And you're going to see all kinds of marketing talking about, if you're serious about cycling, you should switch to clipless pedals because you're going to save so much weight. You're going to have that security of contact because you're locked in. You're not going to slide off your pedals and such. And granted, it does give all that. But do you need the weight savings? Probably not for 99% of the people.
Yeah.
And then being clipped in is more secure when you're riding, but it's less secure when you're slowing down and stopping. So Amy has that additional security both ways.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the situation, she feels secure.
Yeah.
She wants to be locked in, she can be. She wants the flexibility to put her foot down on the ground at any given moment, she can.
And to be fair, there's sometimes I only clip in on the one side and I leave my other foot out because I'm not sure what will be coming ahead of me. So I'll be clipped in on the one side, keep that security on my strong leg, and on my other leg I'm like, okay, I'll stay clipped out a little bit. And then I'm like, so if I need to stop and I'm like, my mind's not there yet to do the connection, then I'm like, okay, my foot's down. Like, we're fine. Yeah. Right? So it's an amazing pedal to have as a beginner. Right?
Yeah, and let's say you're someone who's never tried clipless pedals and you're considering it. If you switch to one of these systems that gives you both options, who knows? Maybe a couple of months in, you decide, I hate clipping in.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
You're not out the money now.
Right, because you can just turn your pedal around.
Yeah, you still have that flat option.
Yeah.
For the rest of the life of that pedal.
That's right.
It's not like trying clipless pedals and saying, oh, this sucks. Now I have pedals I don't care about, and you got to strip them back off your bike because they're useless otherwise.
Try and resell them.
Yeah. Try and resell them after they got dinged up, because pedals get dinged up. Anybody who rides a bike knows this. You always ding up your pedals, right? And then go back to switching your old pedals on. No, you got brand new pedals. You can leave them on your bike. They're just as useful as a standard pedal because they have that flat side. It's a no-lose scenario there, right?
Yeah.
So can't stress enough that, number one, if you're a casual cyclist enthusiast, you're not a professional, you're not a racer, you're not doing super long distance rides, try out mountain biking shoes versus road cycling shoes, regardless of your bike, and go with a dual purpose pedal versus just a clipless pedal, because it gives you versatility to
Honestly,
ride pretty much anywhere.
I'm going to say comfort first. Comfort first. If you're comfortable in a mountain biking shoe, go for it. If you're comfortable in a road cycling shoe, that's your call. That's totally up to you. Comfort first. Absolutely comfort first.
Yeah. But Amy's setup allows her to do whatever she wants. It's very versatile that way. And like she said, you don't have to wear your mountain biking shoes.
No, you can wear regular shoes.
You can wear regular shoes on the days that she doesn't, all she's doing is going to the store and back.
Yeah.
It's a 5-minute ride.
Yeah.
Why put on specific shoes for that? Right?
Yeah.
Just wear what
or
you're
if
wearing.
you want to go down to like a restaurant and meet up with some friends, it's like maybe I don't want to wear my mountain biking shoes. I want to be a little fancier. I'll wear like a nicer pair of shoes, not heels, but
Flats,
but a nicer pair of shoes, and I'll go down and meet friends. And I love the versatility of those pedals for that reason.
Yeah, and look for these on our Why We Buy It sell page. Coming up soon, we do have the Why We Buy It portal. I'll leave a link to it at the top of the description. It's a interesting little application we've set up that allows you to see what's going on, new videos, new social media posts, and of course, items like this that are
in mint condition,
hardly used whatsoever, that we can sell at a significant discount and savings to our followers. And be sure to follow.
Yeah.
Right? Be sure to follow. Definitely subscribe.
Leave some comments.
Click the notification bell so you don't miss the next video.
Yeah.
Till next time.